The world may have entered a new and unsettling phase of global politics. At the start of 2026, the United States carried out a dramatic operation in Venezuela, abducting President Nicolás Maduro and declaring effective control over the country. For Donald Trump, this was not just a military success, it was a statement. Trump openly claimed Washington was now in charge of Venezuela and hinted that US companies would soon tap into its vast oil reserves. This was no routine regime change operation dressed up in democratic language. Trump made it explicit. Power, force, and resources are back at the center of American foreign policy. Emboldened by the operation, Trump warned that other countries could face similar action. Cuba, he said, was ready to fall. Colombia's leadership was described as expendable. Even Greenland, a semi-autonomous territory for Denmark, a NATO ally, was once again placed in Trump's sights, framed as a matter of US national security.
We're talking about acquiring, not leasing, not having it short term. We're talking about acquiring. And if we don't do it, Russia or China will. And that's not going to happen when I'm president.
What makes this moment different is not American intervention itself, but the rhetoric. The US has invaded or destabilized countries for decades. But for the first time since the Second World War, Washington is openly embracing imperial language. The Trump administration has revived the Monroe Doctrine, a 19th century idea originally meant to block European colonialism in the Americas. Under Trump, it has been reinterpreted as license for US dominance across the Western Hemisphere. His aides have been blunt. Stephen Miller, the White House's chief ideologue, argues the West should stop apologizing for imperialism and reclaim power without moral hesitation. This places the US alongside Russia and China in a new age of open empire building. Vladimir Putin seeks to restore Russia's historical reach at enormous human cost in Ukraine. Xi Jinping frames China's ambitions from the South China Sea to Taiwan as part of a great national rejuvenation. Trump's vision fits nearly into this pattern. His historical inspiration is telling.
This is unprovoked aggression by the United States. It is the product of a decision by the Trump administration to go beyond the original Monroe Doctrine and exercise a sort of tyranny over the Western Hemisphere, in which the only sovereignty that counts is that of the United States. The war was unconstitutional. The Congress defaulted on its responsibility to authorize the use of force against another nation. It was illegal, therefore, under American law. But more important, it was a violation of many, many elements of international law, and particularly the seizure of the sovereign, the chief of state and government, President Maduro.
Trump frequently praises William McKinley, the US president who oversaw America's first wave of overseas expansion in the late 19th century, when Washington seized territories from Cuba to the Philippines. In Trump worldview, making America great again requires reclaiming influence, land, and resources allegedly lost to rivals. Some scholars argue this is not a new empire, but the removal of hypocrisy.
I think we are entering a period of global fragmentation. We are certainly entering a period when American hegemony is in relative decline. And I think that Donald Trump, by the way, is a manifestation. It's the extinction burst of American hegemony, of the unipolar moment.
The US never truly abandoned its imperial footprint. It still controls overseas territories and operates hundreds of military bases worldwide. What has changed is the presence of a rules-based international order. The danger lies ahead. While Trump appears comfortable with Russia and China carving out their own spheres of influence, history suggests such arrangements are unstable. The real victims are likely to be smaller states caught between competing powers. Domestically, Trump may also see foreign adventures as politically useful. Quick military victories that distract from economic pressures and scandals at home. In this emerging Trump doctrine, one principle stands out clearly: might makes right. Neo-colonialism is no longer implied. It is being declared unapologetically from the White House. With Farhan Khan, Bureau Report, India Today Global.